Hey guys, this is the last video of the school year, your very last lesson. Remember that tomorrow is your quiz, and I'm going to post also exactly, kind of what's going to be on it to just remind you, study your homework, okay? In this lesson today, make sure that you get it done today so that I'll have time to grade it and get it back to you before you take the quiz, okay? So make sure you study your homework because we did do a lot of jumping around. In some of the sections, I didn't do like the whole section, like again, yesterday and today. So make sure you study your homework. The questions on the quiz will just come from that. If you turn this homework in like late on Friday and expect me to grade it real quick so that you can then take your quiz, it isn't happening. Guys, I have family time. I have a life. I know you're shocked to hear that, but I do. And so in the evenings, like dinner time and stuff like that, I am trying to spend time with my family. So anyway, Friday, don't contact me too late or anything because, it's Friday. Okay, with that said, last video. All right, here we go. So this, I'm like, man, it's the last one. I don't want to do anything too hard. Like I was going to teach y'all the multiplication and division of the radicals, and then I got to thinking, why just teach multiplication and not division, adding, and subtracting? Why do this? Why do that? So again, I'm going to give you the basics that you'll need for next year, and then you can just apply it to what you're going to learn next year, okay? So we're skipping over, yeah, that's right, we're skipping over to 11.7 cube roots. Guys, you're going to be pleased to know this is exactly like yesterday's assignment. It's exactly the same thing. There's only one difference, okay? Same as yesterday, but circle groups of 3 instead of 2. There you go. Some of you are like, all right, I'm done. I'm just going to start the work. Okay? Hey, whatever floats your boat, because it's identical to yesterday, but you're circling groups of 3. That's it. Okay, so let me explain what cube roots mean. Okay? So yesterday, you had something that looked like this, right? Notice there was nothing in that little check thing. You know what goes in that little check thing? That's where your root goes. Next year, you'll get a more detailed explanation, but in that little check thing is where your root goes. If there's nothing in that check thing, then it's called the root of 2. In other words, you circle groups of 2. Okay? If you have a 3 in there, that means it's a root of 3. You circle groups of 3. If I had a 4 there, you circle groups of 4. If I had a 5 there, you circle groups of 5. So this number right here is your root. It could be root 4, root 5, root 6, root 7, etc., etc. Remember, if there's nothing there, then it's root of 2. It's just understood. So yesterday's work, they were all roots of 2 because there was nothing there. you circle groups of 2. That's a normal square root. It's called the perfect square, okay? You know, the square root of 25, 5 times 5. Square root of 16, 4 times 4. So here's going to be a little bit different. Now, I skipped a huge part of this section that kind of explained this, but that's okay because I want to make your last lesson easy on you going into next year. Again, this is not, the stuff that you're missing is not detrimental to next year because you'll be learning it again next year. Trust me, the Algebra 1 class learned it for the very first time, okay, this year. This part, now that you're having this and yesterday's in your pocket sort of thing for next year, is going to make next year's new stuff much easier when it comes to the radicals and square roots. Okay, so let's just jump in and start working. I'm going to start with that skill check 2. Okay, we're going to do just 2 examples from that. Then I think you're going to catch on. And then I have 1, 2, yeah, and then I just have 2 extra examples. So 4 total examples today, and then I'm setting you free. So this will even be a short video. Okay, so skills check. We're going to do the number 3 on the skills check. All right, so look, I'm making it big. It has 3. So instead of the square root of 200, they're saying what is the cube root of 200. Remember, square is like the little 2. This is cube root of 200. You're going to do the same thing. Do your factor tree. What 2 numbers give me 200? 2 times 100. And you can use other numbers, remember that. Then I'm going to do 2 times 50, circle. 5 times 10. And remember to circle your primes. And then 2 times 5. Okay, so then, just like yesterday, we're going to write out our factors, our prime factors, and we're multiplying. So it's just like yesterday. Do it least to greatest. Remember, least to greatest. Okay, so I've listed them all out. Now, we're going to circle groups of 3 because of this right here. This right here is your root. And I'm going to write root is 3. When you are in Algebra 1, they're going to mix it up. Sometimes they're going to have a 4 here. Sometimes there won't be anything, so that'll be a 2. So you need to get in the habit of writing what the root is so that you know what to circle. Okay, so I'm going to circle groups of 3. And here I have 3 2's. Remember, if there's a root of 3, you circle groups of 3. Okay, these are my leftovers. Always put the always put the root there. Technically it's wrong, and I would have to count it wrong in your answer if you leave that out. But, and a lot of teachers will do that, okay? But I'm just happy if you understand the concept. If you accidentally forget to put 3 on there, I'm not going to count off, especially in 7th grade. I'm not going to do that. Next year I might start getting a little tougher just because a lot of you may be going to other schools. So if you are leaving our school after this year, please know that your next teacher may, say, no, you have to do this. Okay, so here we go. Remember, the groups go on the outside. And you take only 1 2 from that. And then the leftovers, whoops, shouldn't have written right there, go on the inside. That's a 5 times 5. You don't just take one of those 5s, you take what you can, okay? All right, so then we have 2 times the cubed root, and what's 5 times 5? 25. And that's what you're doing today. See, I really want to make this easy on y'all. I could just keep going. In fact, I hate that I didn't get to teach more to y'all, but I'm okay with that. You're getting a good foundation before next year. More than the public school, I'll tell you that. Okay, so anyway, you take a whole group, take one out of there, and then make sure you take both of the leftovers and put it in there and then multiply. Okay, number 4. Okay, so this is what is the cubed root of 3,000. Don't let the big number fool you. All you do is come over here, do your factor tree. 5 can go into 3,600 times. 5 can go into 600 120 times. 5 goes into 120 24 times. 2, you can say 2 times 12 gives you 24. 2 times 6 gives me 12. And then 2 times 3 gives me 6. Okay, I'm going to write out my numbers. 2 times 2, remember to cross them out so that you don't leave one out, times 3, least to greatest, times 5, times 5, times 5. Okay, now what is our root? Root is 3. Okay, so that means we're going to circle groups of 3. Here's a group, and here's a group of 3. Here is my leftover. So make sure you put that 3 in there, that little cube. My groups are going to go on the outside. That's 1, 2 times 5. See, a group of 2 and a group of 5, and you must multiply. My leftover goes inside. Now we multiply. 2 times 5 is 10, times the cube root, don't forget the little root, 3. There you go. Okay, now I'm going to do 2 more examples, and these are from my book, not yours. Okay, cube root of, and remember we're simplifying. If you're like, why are we doing this? We're simplifying. Just go with it. 432, because this stuff isn't bad. All right, here we go. Look, looks like I have a mustache in the picture. Let's see. There we go. See, doesn't it look like I have a mustache in the picture? Let's see. There you go, look at that. I have a mustache. Okay, let's get back to work. Okay, so 432. 2 times 216. 2 times 108. I've already done my notes. That's why I'm going fast. I know you guys want to go a little faster. Okay, 2 times 54. 2 times 27. 3 times 9. And then 3 times 3. All right, so let's list our numbers, our prime factors. I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Whoops, I'm running out of space. Times 3 times 3. Okay, so groups, I'm sorry. What is my root? Root is 3. So I'm circling my groups of 3. Okay. Make sure you have your little cube root there. All right, have a 2, group of 2, and a group of 3. And then here's my leftover. See, so you take 1 2 from that group and 1 3 from that group, and then the leftover 2 goes in there. So then your answer is 2 times 3 is 6 times the cubed root of 2. There you go. One more. Two. Last one, and this is ugly. Not really. The cubed root 50,625. Yeah, man. All right, 50,625. Okay, 5 times 10,125. I didn't say it correctly. I do not care. Okay, 5 times 2,025. There, I'll be politically correct. 5 times 405. That's not politically correct. 5 times 81. And then I have 9 times 9, and 3 times 3, and 3 times 3. Okay, if you need to pause that and look back over, because I did fly. When I'm doing factor trees, I tend to forget that I'm teaching children, and I start just flying through it. I apologize. Okay, well, I'm going to list all my prime factors. I have 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And then I have 4 5s times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. Okay, my root is 3. See, root 3. So I'm circling my groups of 3. I'm going to do it this way. These two numbers are my leftovers. So the 3 and the 5 go on the outside. So that's 1 3 times 1 5. And then my 2 leftovers go on the inside. That's 3 times 5, because that leftovers are 3 and 5. So 3 times 5 is 15, times the cubed root of 3 times 5 is 15. It is not 35, and it is not 35. No. It is 15 times cube root of 15. There you go. I have to tell you, these videos take me forever. Forever. And it kills my, when Zach and Ellie are trying to do schoolwork, as soon as I start uploading videos, it cancels my husband's meetings. It cancels their meets and everything. It's been a nightmare, but I think I'm going to have withdrawal from these videos. My whiteboard over here, all this work and stuff, I might have withdrawals. I'm going to miss you guys. And I promised myself I wouldn't cry on the last video. So I'm going to keep going. Page 481, number 34 to 39, all. That's it. It's due Friday. Don't forget you have a quiz Friday. And I will post also exactly what you need to study. But I'm telling you now, just study your homework. Study your homework. Don't study the entire section because you didn't learn the whole section or the whole chapter or something. Just study what I taught you for this chapter. That's it. Okay? And then you're done. That's it. All right, guys, I'm going to miss you more than you know. I'm going to sign off before I get sad. Bye.